get to the money. Gotta get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. So you know that I'm on it. Gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and me. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. And gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and they. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money.
Welcome to another episode of Drinking After Dark, a podcast where we discuss random topics while having a few drinks. I'm your host, Darius, and as always, drink responsibly. And y'all make sure y'all go follow Drinking After Dark podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe Drinking After Dark podcast YouTube channel. Tonight, I have a very special guest with me. This guy's doing big things in the community. You know, he's a great guy. I've known this guy for a little while now. He's one of the top insurance agents in our city. So y'all gonna get educated tonight. I want y'all to give a big, big welcome to the podcast, Mr. Brian Hutchenson. What's going on?
What's going on, man? Glad to be here, man. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
No problem, no problem. And before we get started, man, just gotta give a huge shout out to my sponsor, Joe Shakinab and Shakinab.com. Y'all go visit Shakinab.com for services, monthly updates, and contact information. Once again, visit Shakinab.com, promoting leadership and scholarship. So, Brian, man, let the people know what you're drinking on tonight.
Well, got to stay sharp, so I'm just drinking some spark water right now. I might have something else a little bit later, but right now I got to stay sharp, make sure I'm on my P's and Q's.
I hear that. And as always, man, I'm drinking on my Crown Vanilla. And you know what I'm mixing that with? I'm mixing that with that Dr. Pepper cream soda. So, you know, it's a great combination. If you haven't tried it, you got to try it, man. If you like sweets, like I do, I love sweets. And this is, you know, the Crown Vanilla is just a perfect complement with something like a Dr. Pepper cream soda or a root beer, or you can make a root beer float. Or, you know, if you just want to, you know how people like to make desserts with alcohol in it. That'll be a great recipe for it. So, Brian, man, let the people know a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, I'm an insurance agent here in Clarksville, Tennessee. Born and raised Clarksville resident, so I'm invested in the community. I graduated from Northwest High School years ago. I'm not going to get into the year. It's been over 20 years, so we're just going to leave it at that. I've been working in insurance about 5 years. My goal as an insurance agent is to educate my clients on all the benefits that are available to them. And by educating them, I want to help them create generational wealth.
And how did you get into selling insurance?
Honestly, man, it was something that I lucked across, man. I was on the internet and I was just playing. I applied for a job as an agent. I was unemployed at the time, lost my job, and I just saw this company that was hiring insurance agents, so I applied. I worked with them for about a year, and then I was contacted by my current employer, and they brought me on board.
And with if somebody wants to become like an insurance agent, what's some of the steps it takes to become an insurance agent?
Well, the first step I would do is research to see what type of insurance you want to go into. I personally prefer the health and life side. There's some agents that want to do car insurance and things like that, but that's not my cup of tea. My job is to help the community, and that's what I do. We have so many people in our community that can't afford to bury their loved ones. So they're out here with these GoFundMes and things like that. I want to help them create generational wealth and stop perpetuating the stereotype of us using outside crowdfunding and things like that, putting us in further debt. So we need to decrease the wealth gap between the races out here. So So my goal is to help my community create that generational wealth.
Now, what was you doing before you became a sales insurance agent?
Man, I've had so many careers. I've had more careers than most people, but I think I found my niche now. I was working at Enterprise Rent a Car first. That was my first career out of college. I was in the management program. I actually used to work with your cousin Eric. So that's how I met you. That was years ago. I was young. Man, I was like in my early 20s. I'm 40 now, so it's been a while. So I was working at Enterprise Rent a Car. I left and then started working for a college called Millermont Technical College, where I was in admissions. And then I left Millermont and went to Daymar College and worked in admissions there. After I lost my job at Daymar, I started working in insurance. So that's what I've been doing ever since.
Now, ever since becoming an insurance agent, what's some of the lessons that you have learned during your career selling insurance? What's some of the things you learned from your mentors in the game that is helping you now?
Well, one of the main things I've learned is that in our community, we like to say, I just need enough to put me in the ground. But that's doing your family a disservice. So if you're trying to replace the income that's coming into your household, how are you going to do that by just taking out enough insurance to put you in the ground? Let's say you and your spouse together make $100,000 for easy math. Let's just say $100,000 for easy math. You make 50, she makes 50. If y'all are used to $100,000 coming in a household per year and half of that away, that's a big adjustment. And most people actually go into bankrupt when the primary breadwinner passes away within the first year. So what I do is I try to lessen that blow, you know?
Yeah, I think having insurance is very, very important. Like, what's the number one reason people don't go out and obtain insurance? Like, what's the number one reason?
To be honest with you, most people think it's too expensive. Most people like, I got time. But if Kobe Bryant taught us nothing else, we don't have as much time as we think. I mean, he was on top of the world, superstar, and just like that, he was gone. So if we could take nothing else from the life of him, we should know that we don't have forever. We all have an expiration date.
Definitely. That's one thing that's guaranteed. We all have an expiration date. So, it's always best to be prepared and not let your loved ones deal with the burden of having to go through, everything.
Already mourning your loss. Now they got to do a fish fry or GoFundMe, car wash, something like that to put you in the ground.
Right. Definitely. So, if they ever want to get in contact with you, how can they get in contact with you? Let the people know if they ever want to, get information or looking for insurance. How can they get in contact with you?
I actually use my cell phone number. I only have one cell phone. I don't have a personal and a business. I have one cell phone number, and the number is 931-216-6875. Again, that number is 931-216-6875. Or you can contact me by my email address at Brian, BRIAN, Hutchenson, HUTCHENSON at transamericanetwork.com. That's Brian.Hutchenson at transamericanetwork.com.
Definitely. So he's one of the guys I would definitely recommend. He's not going to teach you. He's going to tell you how it is. He's going to make sure he gets you in the right policy that fits you, fits your budget. And I think that's something that everybody, young and old, you're not too young to get insurance, especially if you got a family and things like that, something that you probably need to take a serious look at, if you definitely want to make sure your family is protected.
Definitely. And even if I don't sell a policy, I don't have a problem just educating people, So if you have questions about your current policies or things that you currently have, just contact me. If you want to get a non-biased opinion on whether that policy has fit you, just let me know.
Definitely. Like I said, y'all go ahead and contact Brian, man. He's gonna get you right. And don't be afraid of it, man. Just like you said, do your research. A lot of people don't make decisions because they don't do their research and stuff like that. So y'all go ahead and do that, man. And if y'all have any more questions, y'all make sure y'all contact Brian and he's gonna get you right. So Brian, man, what else you been up to, man?
Man, just loving life, man. I'm a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. We do a lot in our community. We have a mentoring program. We try to give back what we can, instead of just sitting back, letting everybody else do all the work. We grab you by the reins and we go for it.
Yeah, I know a couple of fellas that's part of Omega Psi Phi. Some of them I went to school with, high school and everything like that. So
yeah, playing basketball.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I see what you guys doing. That was like one of my biggest regrets was not pledging in college. You know what I mean? I don't know why I didn't do it. I wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what happened in my mindset during that time. I don't know. Maybe I saw them prices. I saw.
Man, it's definitely not cheap, man, but it's worth it, man. It's investing in yourself. Like life insurance. Sometimes you got to invest in yourself and your family, man. And I definitely have benefited from joining. I've had mentors. I've had confidants. I've had best friends. It's more than what people see on the outside. A lot of people see you stepping and stuff like that. That's part of it, yeah. But once you become a member of the graduate chapter, it's more about helping out your community and being a bridge builder. We don't build bridges for ourselves, because we've already crossed that path. So we build bridges for those that are coming behind.
Okay. So if I want to join, I could go into the graduate chapter.
Yeah, as long as you got a 4 year degree.
Oh, I got that. I got that. And I got the student. I got the paper to prove it, and I got the doggone student loans to prove it. So I don't know what else y'all need for proof.
I understand, man. Yeah, we'll just look at the transcripts. That's it, man. We'll take the transcript, man.
All right. I ain't gotta have a certain GPA, right? Because college was hard for me.
We'll discuss that offline, man.
Definitely. I mean, like I said,
as an undergraduate, you need at least a 2.5 GPA. If you go through a traditional undergraduate chapter, like at Austin P or something like that, where I joined, you need at least a 2.5. But but the guys I went through with, they were some smart guys. It was 7 of us on the line that I went through, and I had the lowest GPA with a 3.3. So,
oh man,
yeah, I had the lowest.
Yeah, man, I've said it many times. I don't know how I made it through college because I barely made it out of high school. And
if I didn't play football, I probably wouldn't have made it out of college, man. Because we had mandatory study hall. A lot of people don't realize that the student athletes have a certain amount of hours they have to study. So if you don't make the grades as a student athlete, that's on you, because they give you several opportunities to make them.
And real quick, speaking of college athletes, because you play ball in college,
correct?
Do y'all have like a certain number of hours that y'all can't go over that's dedicated to the sport you play? Is it kind of like a job itself, or it's kind of like a part-time thing? And
man, as a student athlete, it's a full-time job, man. We have morning workouts, you have meals, then you have class, then you have practice, film sessions, weightlifting. It's like it's a full-time job, man. If you go to school, that's why I don't have a problem with student athletes getting paid now, because it's a full-time job, man. You really have no time to do anything else. By the time you get out of practice, the cafeteria is closed. So how you gonna eat? So
that's true.
I'm just saying, it's rough.
Yeah, and that's
about people getting paid, and these kids over here starving after they get out of practice, and they trying to figure out how they're gonna eat to the next morning. Chris Webber talked about it on that documentary about the Fab Five, man. He said,
seen that.
and I didn't have enough money in my pocket to get a cheeseburger, but I see my jersey in this store window for $50.
Yep, that was a big controversy. Ed O'Bannon actually led the lawsuit against the NCAA because of that reason. You know, they're making money off the likeness of the players, and the players are not seeing any compensation from it whatsoever. And I'm glad, you know, the NCAA finally came around to be like, all right, we can't stop this, because we all know players been getting paid for a long time. It just, you know, a lot of them never got caught.
I can neither confirm nor deny that statement.
And, you know, we know about the recruiting violations and things like that. If anybody pay attention to college sports, we know in the last few years or so, the face of the whole scandal was Rick Pitino and Louisville and what they have done. But what happened was that it exposed the flaw in the system. You know, these kids are looking to get paid. And with the rules in place, they know these kids only going to, the top players, and especially in basketball, only going to stay 1 year. And you know, in football, they staying for 3. So, and it might not even play in the bowl game if it's not meaningful to them. So It's like now they got to really, truly compete and do favors for these players just for them to come. In which I'm a big component that Reggie Bush should get his Heisman Trophy back. Right. Because, you know, if you make these rule changes, you know, you got to go back in history and like, all right, we took this away, but we're going to give it back to you. You know, just go ahead, just right the wrong. That's the only thing I'm saying. Go ahead, right the wrong, and, you know, just be an example. You know, show true leadership. I know the NCAA is a multi-billion-dollar, you know, enterprise and everything like that, but listen, these players out here is making colleges money, making the NCAA money. You know, they're being marketed on TV.
Because those colleges. And if you make a bowl game, the college makes about 100,000. I mean, 100 million. I'm sorry, 100 million for going to a bowl game, and those kids don't get any of that.
Yeah, and I actually had a conversation. Bubba Wells was on my podcast early on, and we talked about this exact same thing. How now you start seeing a lot of these big universities moving conferences, because we all know it's a money thing. And especially if you're down south, right? So you have like Texas, and I think who else is moving? I know Texas most notably is moving to the SEC in a couple of years. Yeah, and we all know that's Texas is a football school. Yeah, and we know they're moving to the SEC to get that football money.
Exactly. So you got to look at the national championship in football. It goes through the SEC.
Yeah, definitely. And when we say it goes through the SEC will definitely be represented in the national championship, because they will have 2 teams playing for the national championship because of the schedule that they play, the conference they're in. The committee is going to look at that and pretty much put them in the top 4 so they can have that, you know, championship game, because they know that's going to be a great game people going to want to see.
And SEC fans travel, so they'll make money. That's why they do it.
They travel, man, and they get drunk and they fight, and it's you know, they take it seriously. I don't know what it is about people in sports, but it don't mix.
Alcohol and sports, yeah, it's too much emotion involved.
Yeah, definitely too. And you see it all the time. Like, you know, listen, y'all not playing. Why y'all trash talking each other? Let the players do all the talking, man. Y'all just sit there, enjoy the game, enjoy your $12, $15 beer that they sell at these college stadiums now. That's holding over 100,000 people. Exactly. You know, it's ridiculous. But you know what? People are so loyal. It's branded in them. They're passionate. That's what I love about sports. People are so passionate about their teams, and you could come from different backgrounds and cheer for that one team for like 4 hours, all of you on the same page. And then when y'all go through y'all separate lives, y'all want to go back to like, oh, well, I'm not going to deal with this person because what they believe in and, you know, how they view the country and all this other nonsense. It's crazy. Sports is the greatest thing on earth. It brings people together.
And
I
you know
love
what?
it.
I'm glad you said that, man. Like playing football in college brought me closer to people that I probably would have never spoke to outside of football. I made friendships, man, and it's just like going through something with somebody on tour days and football camp and things like that. You become closer to guys that you probably would have never spoke to on the outside. I know guys from a small town called Ducktown, Tennessee. I got named Zach Orton. He's an insurance agent as well. Shout out to my guy Ducktown. But yeah, he's an insurance agent as well in East Tennessee. I met a guy from Cosby County, Tennessee. It's like you meet people that you probably would have never met in your life. And it was actually my freshman year. I had a guy come up to me that was on the football team. And he said, they called me Hutch. He said, Hutch, man, before I came to school here, I'd never met a black guy before. And he said the only thing I knew about black people was what I saw on TV. So sports is the great equalizer, man. It breaks down so many barriers in life that you wouldn't imagine, man. So yeah, I loved my experience. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah, I think I think every kid, if they're able to, at least play, one sport as a kid. I'm not saying they got to do it all through school and everything. Just, get around other kids because, that's how they build friendships. That's how I got all my friends was through basketball, baseball. That's how I knew all of them, and we still cool to this day. So it's like you said, it's the greatest thing out there. Charles Barkley said it. He said there's nothing like sports. Whether you're a player or a fan, when you're a player, if you got teammates, you got teammates out there who might be shy about who they really are. But your teammates will always be there to have your back because they're around you all the time and they know, how the outside society would take it, but they're not going to judge you and things like that because they got close to you. And the same thing with fans. You see, when you go to a sporting event, especially football, and you see the tailgates, people out there tailgating, you got people of all races. They out there barbecuing and you could just walk by like, hey, you want to come over and get something to eat?
Exactly.
Yeah. I love homecoming for that reason.
Man, we out there every homecoming tailgating and handing out. Yeah. So come through next time.
Yeah, I was out there. I'm always out there.
Yeah.
I seen I don't know why y'all stop it. I remember the old school Steph show y'all used to have in front of the UC building.
Yeah.
I remember that when I was in school and I seen that. Man. I was like,
man, back in the day, we would get all the alumni come out and we would have a step off in front of the University Center. And we need to get back to them days, man. After this COVID thing has passed, man, we can get back to some sort of normalcy, And
yeah,
I loved it, man. That was what drew me to Greek life. Part of that was what drew me to Greek life, man, because my freshman year, I remember seeing all those guys come back for homecoming and how close they were, man, and you kind of drawn to it, man. Whether it's the positive side or the negative side, you're drawn to it for some reason and you want to know more. And that was one of the things that got me interested in Greek life. I was first interested in Greek life when I was in fifth grade. I was 10 years old, and I saw the Q Dogs, man, and that I knew I had to be a Q Dog then, man. Most of my coaches growing up were Qs, and it was something different about it, man. I had teachers that were in other fraternities and everything, but it was something that drew me to that purple and gold, man. I just knew I had to be a part of it.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my first choice.
All
Honestly,
right.
I'm dead serious.
That's
It was
my
it
own.
was two. It was two of them. I didn't think about the other ones. It was two. It was the purple and gold, and I'll tell you the other one after we get done out of here after this. But
Yeah.
those was my top two. It was definitely my top two, and I really like you said, I was doing my research on it, and being around you guys, I already know what you guys do all the time. So like like you said, y'all guys are out in the community, y'all doing positive things in the community. That's the one thing that kind of like drew me into like I want to join this. I want to be a part of it. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to do it during college and stuff like that. But you know, I always like to do positive things.
You know,
If
and
I could
go ahead.
make a difference, if I can make a difference, even in one person's life, I feel like I've done something great. Because I remember, I gotta give a shout out to Charles Clark and Lee Quarles because, growing up, they were my basketball coaches, and
Right.
Cedric Webster. Those were my three Black basketball coaches, and they had a positive impact in my life. And I gotta give a huge shout out to my very first basketball coach, Mike Henderson, and my high school coaches, Coach Harper and Coach Wiley. They all had a positive impact on my life, and it's like that's what I want to kind of do moving forward, making a positive impact in somebody else's life. So I wanted to take that and pass it forward. So I got to say thank you to those men for really being a part of my life.
Yeah, man. I remember I coached at Northwest High School, man. Back in the early 2000s. It was probably around 2005, man. And it was like those kids on the football team, they just like I was drawn to my coaches that were Megas back in the day, they were drawn to us. And like it's amazing to see that so many of them have joined our organization. And I've been there when they became members, so it's like
I
it's
remember
like
one of them.
almost like like kids like Chris Newell and Cedric Wilkerson, like that I coached in high school that are doing big things out here in the community and giving back, like Cedric does a football camp for the kids, and it's amazing, man. It makes you feel like you actually did something great in life.
Yeah, definitely, man. And the guys you just mentioned, I grew up with them. I played ball with them. So, to see them doing what they're doing, I'm extremely happy and proud, what they're doing right now. We were talking about football earlier, and even though we talk college, we got to talk about the pros. We got to talk about NFL, man. We know the Super Bowl is now set. We have the Rams versus the Bengals. And for one, I just want to ask you who you got. And the second question is, how do you think the game is going to go? You're the football expert. You played on, on a level that a lot of people wish they could play on. I just want to get your take on it.
Man, to be honest with you, I don't like either one of the teams. I don't like either one of them. But if I had to choose, I'm gonna go with the Bengals, man. They are playing lights out football right now, man. And the way they came back against Kansas City, I mean, they have some deficiencies. I mean, like their defense is suspect at times, but they're just playing great team ball right now, man. I think the Rams are the more complete team, but the Bengals they're playing some inspired ball, and we both know emotions in sports can take you a long way. Yeah.
So I kind of agree with you. Now I don't like either of the teams because I'm a Steelers guy. So to have the Bengals, who's from our division, make it to the Super Bowl and how they got there, I'm actually excited to see because nobody picked them to even come out our division.
Exactly.
They had them last in our division, and now you see them going to Tennessee, beating the Titans, which that put a smile on my face.
Oh, wow.
Man, look, All right, before I go any further, I got to say this, okay? Now, I'm from Clarksville. You know, all my family is here.
Mhm.
I don't believe all my family are real Titans fans. I'm just gonna be honest with you because you know the Titans only been here what 25, 26 years. Because they came in the mid '90s.
Yeah,
They
it was
came
mid
in.
'90s because I remember they made it to the Super Bowl the '99-2000 season.
Yeah,
This would have been 22 years since we the Super Bowl if we made it this year.
yeah, and now the younger my younger relatives, I kind of understand because you know their age and everything. The older relatives, I'm like, come on, man, y'all just ain't become no Titans fans. Y'all was cheering for somebody else long before, and
I was an Oilers fan though, and I was an Oilers fan because they had a black quarterback. They had Warren Moon, you know,
yeah,
and it wasn't but like 3 black quarterbacks back in the day, man.
yep,
You had Randall Cunningham, you had Warren Moon, and the era that I grew up in. And so you had Randall Cunningham, Warren Moon, and I think it may have been one more back then.
If you don't know who that other quarterback is, I'm disappointed because he was the only black quarterback to win the Super Bowl.
You talking about Doug Williams? That was before that. That was before that era, though.
When he won that Super Bowl, what year was it?
I have no clue what year that was, man. Because I have never liked the Washington football team.
But he was right, like literally right before them. But
he was
another
before,
quarterback.
That was my year. I grew up in, though.
Yeah, another quarterback, Cordell Stewart. You know, he was another quarterback that I looked at and stuff like that. But back to the Super Bowl, like you said, the Bengals, they've been playing lights out. The defense, the reason I like their defense is because their defense are they just, I don't know, they just make the right play at the right time.
You know, and they don't have any big names on their defense like that either. Like Apple is like the biggest name, a corner. You know, I mean, they don't have any like egos. They all do their job.
Yeah. And I could tell you this, they play for their quarterback. You got a lot of teams who expect their quarterback just to carry them along. You could tell, you know, with Joe Burrow being, you know, still a young quarterback in this league, you see the greatness in him. I just hope moving forward, I hope they got their protection ready for the Rams D line because you saw how Tennessee. Yeah, you saw how the Titans got to him. And you got Aaron Donald, who is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer on that D line. He's coming, and you know he lost that Super Bowl a couple years ago. Now you got another opportunity. He ain't gonna let that go. So
what about Vaughn though? There's Von Miller out there.
Oh shoot! I forgot he's in LA.
Yeah,
I forgot he's in LA now. I forgot he's out there in LA. Oh man, they in trouble.
Yeah,
I might have to go with the Rams. I mean, I listen. The Bengals.
The Rams are a more complete team.
Yeah, they're a more complete team. I think both teams are going to play for each other. I mean, they're going to play for their quarterbacks. You know, you're going to see the Rams play for Matthew Stafford because they know his journey from being in Detroit and everything like that. And then you come into LA with a possibility of winning the Super Bowl. And you got Joe, like I said, Joe Burrow. You could tell these guys are playing for him because he's showing true leadership. He feels like he don't even feel like a quarterback to me. He feel like one of the football players on the team. He'll come in dressed like them. He got that swag, the way he carry himself. You know, get that whole aura. I like that about him. I kind of wish, I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of wish we had him on our team, on the Steelers team. I wish Big Ben would have retired a couple years ago. Let's give Mike Tomlin. Let's give Mike Tomlin that one losing season that we needed, because we ain't had that losing season since he been on board. Let's get that one losing season so we can get this guy Joe Burrow, and then we're back to where we are. But
no, Joe Burrow got that LSU flag, man. You know, it's like that they just walk a little bit different. You know where they from, man? Like LSU, Alabama, schools like that, man. You know, It used to be like Miami and the Florida States back in the 90s, man.
90s and early 2000s.
Those kids that came were just cut from a different cloth, you know?
Yeah, and you could tell, man, it's something about them country boys, man. When they grow up just playing football, it's a whole different feel. Because, in certain parts of the country, football is like a religion. Friday nights, you got to go to Texas, you go to Alabama,
Yeah.
go to Florida. It's a religion down there. It's like you got God, football, then your family. Those are the first two on your list. Your family don't matter. But everybody is there. Even if you're going, even if you have a child that's not playing, you're going to those games because it's a big deal in certain parts. Yeah. So, and you got people who grew up in the culture. They played. They know the rivalries. They still invested and stuff like that. So, when you get those boys, to go to Alabama and LSU and where else? Where else? They probably go to. Texas ain't been that good in a long time.
Still one of the top-notch schools, even though they've not been in the spotlight lately. But yeah, Michigan's, your Ohio States.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them.
Schools like that are big names. They're gonna get the top prospects. They're gonna get the top-tier talent. So yeah, it's some big schools out there, man. That's doing big things. So
yeah, and I kind of wish the FBS would actually change their rules. I wish they would adopt the FCS format of the playoff football, college football, because you can literally have about 8 teams that's have a right to play for a championship. And it's unfortunate that these teams can't play everybody to really see who's truly the best. So that's why you got these schools trying to hurry up and get to another conference so they can strengthen their schedule and make a better case. But now you're starting to see mid-majors coming along, with Cincinnati. A lot of people don't consider them a mid-major, but I do because of the conference they play in. You saw the Boise States for like 10, 15 years and how they were cutting up, on that blue field and stuff like that. Never really got their just due, but they have always beat the top teams in one of the major bowl games. Is like,
which I think a lot of times they win because these top schools like the SEC schools beat each other up all year. They're tired. And they're not playing that type of talent all year. So
yeah, definitely.
They have there.
That's a great point, man. That's definitely a great point. And same thing with basketball. I think basketball, you start seeing mid-majors taking over because, the whole one and done thing starting to catch up to the major schools and stuff like that. And NCAA tournament is going to start next month. So, of course, you're going to have the Cinderella stories, which I love. I love the Cinderella stories. That's what brings the excitement to college basketball, because you'll see a team out of nowhere. All of a sudden, they make this huge run and everybody got their eyes and their eyes on them and cheering for them because they want to see them go all the way. I remember when Butler went to the national championship and almost beat Duke. I remember when they went back the second year, which is, I wasn't so shocked because they brought everybody back, and they almost won it again, almost won the second time. So, you start seeing this mid-majors, man, they really start growing confidence, and these big time schools, they really gonna have to start paying attention that a lot of these talented guys, they start going to these schools for obvious reasons. If they don't have the grades, then they can't really get into those schools. But other than that, they're like, hey, we could beat this team. They might have the talent, but they not us as a team. So that's the way I look at it.
Makes sense.
Now, I was going to ask you this question because you're a football guy. What is your favorite football movie ever created?
Wow. Serious movie or comedy movie?
It could be either or.
Well, serious movie, I got to go Remember the Titans, man. With Denzel Washington, where he played Coach Herman Boone.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, Herman Boone was an amazing. A lot of people don't know that. I'm gonna put that out there. Hashtag the brother. I guess my favorite comedy football movie would probably be like The Replacements.
I love that movie.
Probably The Replacements, man. Yeah.
I love that movie.
It was a movie that had Sinbad in it. When I was a kid, man, it was a football movie with Sinbad in it, and I think they played it like they was like the North Texas Aardvarks or something like that, but I can't think of the name. That was a good one too. I just can't think of the name of it right now.
Yeah, there's been a lot of great football movies. Like you said, Remember the Titans. If y'all want to watch it, it's on Disney Plus. So if you have Disney Plus, you can go watch it.
Rudy is a good one, you know.
Yeah, that one is a good one. Any Given Sunday.
Yeah.
It's probably the biggest one.
Yeah,
it's probably like the biggest football movie out there. But I gotta give you mine though. I gotta give you my football movie. All right. This might shock you, but this is probably my favorite football movie. I gotta go with Varsity Blues.
That was a good movie. I didn't think about that one.
I gotta go with Varsity Blues.
Gonna go with Friday Night Lights, or man, it's so many, man.
Yeah, I gotta go with Varsity Blues because I felt like outside of Remember the Titans, which is a true story, right? So I'm gonna put that in its own separate category because that's a true story. It's kind of like I'm watching Glory Road when it comes to basketball, the Texas Western team that went to win the national championship against Kentucky. I'm gonna put that in its own separate category because true stories, doesn't mean it wasn't.
UTEP.
Yeah, exactly. But Varsity Blues, man, when you see high school kids just in the country, it's all about football. Nothing else matters but winning another district championship. You got one black guy on the team that obviously he's a running back, and then you got the quarterback who's going to Florida. You got the backup quarterback who doesn't care about football because he was forced to play, who want to go to an Ivy League school. You got it just felt like as a kid you could relate to it more because you feel like you could be in that moment. You got these kids stealing cop cars and things like that, just doing whatever.
Oh, man.
I love that movie, but when it comes to comedy, I mean The Replacements, obviously, is just there for me. There's another football movie I know you probably forgot about. This was back 80s. Wildcats.
Wow, I did forget about Wildcats with Goldie Hawn and Nipsey Russell.
And guess who else was in that movie? There's some legends in that movie.
Woody Harrell. Yeah, I forgot about that one, man.
What's the dude name that played Bubba in Forrest Gump?
I can't think of his name.
He was the quarterback. He was the quarterback on his.
Right.
So I that movie actually I watched it on HBO Max. So I was like, yeah, I remember this movie.
About that one, man.
Yeah, but it's been a lot of great sports movies. I mean, across the board, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, even hockey. It's been a lot of great sports movies, and I'm always drawn into sports movies. So that's my thing.
Another one of my favorite sports movies deals with basketball, Blue Chips.
That you can watch that on YouTube, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. YouTube, they got movies on there where you can either pay for it or you can watch it for free with ads. Yeah. So if you're talking basketball movies, I can name off a whole lot. My favorite is Above the Rim. Period.
Oh, yeah.
Now the
I
close
keep having
second.
a conversation about that earlier today, Bud Rim. People were sleeping on Ray Allen. I'm sorry. People were sleeping on Ray Allen, and he got game.
He got game.
Yeah, people were sleeping on Ray Allen, thinking that he's only a 3-point shooter. No, Ray was a
Back
beast.
in the day. Yeah, back in the day, that dude, he was that dude back in the day, dunking all over people. He didn't got the crossover, the handle, 6'6". No, he had the jumper. He always had that jumper, but he was definitely athletic back in the day.
Definitely.
But Above the Rim will always be my number one favorite basketball movie. Now the close two, it could go 1A, 1B. Is White Men Can't Jump.
Oh, that's a good one too.
You got that. You have that. And then, of course, you could take whatever other basketball movie. Like I said, I'm not going to put Glory Road in there because it's a true story. But I could put The Era up there. I could put that on there. I could put Blue Chips. He Got Game. The one movie I was scared of because I was in high school playing for my coach. I was a freshman in high school. And I'm going to tell you right now, the one movie all of us, me and my teammates, didn't want our coach to watch was Coach Carter. We did not want him to see that movie.
I thought you were going to say Air Bud.
First off, that's one of the dumbest movies I've ever seen in my life. Ain't no way this dog turned the whole team around like that. When you really think about it, as a kid, you thought, oh man, a dog hooping. Then when you get older, you watch it again like, this is stupid.
Hey, but what about the one with Marlon Wayans in it? And
I cried in that movie. The Sixth Man. The Sixth Man.
Yes,
yep.
That was a good movie too, man. That was actually a really good movie, man.
I thought that movie made Marlon Wayans a superstar because it wasn't based around comedy. It had more of a dramatic role for him.
It showed his versatility as an actor because everybody's so used to him doing that slapstick type comedy, and he actually played a serious role in that movie.
Yeah, and I can't even lie. I actually cried during that movie. When his brother died in the middle of a game, I was like, oh, man, no. What is he going to do? And when you see him breaking down crying, I'm like, oh, man, I can't watch this part. I can't.
You got a brother you play ball with, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the oldest brother, so I'm thinking like, damn, could this happen to me? I don't know. But, that was a great movie. That movie, like you said, took Marlon Wayans to a whole nother stratosphere and stuff like that. And this is what people don't know. If anybody who loved the Batman movies, the Batman and Robin movie that came out, Marlon Wayans actually was casted to play the role of Robin. True story. And not only that, but they replaced him with the guy who played Robin anyway, but Marlon Wayans still got paid for the role and he still get royalty checks from the movie.
Wow.
So basically he getting paid off a movie he didn't even
play in.
Didn't even play in. But when it comes down to the sports movies, if I got to say the one movie that had the biggest impact in my life as a kid, it was a baseball movie, The Sandlot. I actually watched it the other day, and I'm like, I still know every line. I mean, you killing me, Smalls. That line right there still reigns. Like, it's my childhood. And I will put The Sandlot. I will put The Mighty Ducks. I will put what other sports movie?
Man,
even when
one football movie earlier, man, that I did not mention.
What's that?
The Program.
Oh,
yeah.
I forgot about The Program.
I did. I completely forgot about that till we were just talking, man. Because I was thinking about higher learning. How what's his guy name? I just went blank. Dark skinned dude played in Love and Basketball.
Oh, you talking about Omar Epps?
Yeah, Omar Epps. He was in the program. He was running back in there, and then in higher learning he ran track. So he played a lot of sports movies. He loving basketball. He played a basketball player. I mean,
I'm gonna say that
Major League. He played baseball.
Yeah, Major League too. He played baseball because he replaced Wesley Snipes from the first one. I'm glad you brought up Love and Basketball because you can tell I never mentioned that as a basketball movie, right? One of my top basketball movies. I personally believe that movie is overrated. Just my opinion.
Wow.
It's just my opinion. Because
man,
because you got
my favorite movies in college, man, because I dated a young lady that was on the basketball team and we played 101.
Man, get that cheesy crap out of here, man. No, hey, come on, man. I'm gonna play you for your heart. Yeah, right. I'm gonna beat you down on this court.
Yeah, but she let me win though, man. She was pretty good, man. I ain't gonna lie. She's actually coaching now. She still coaches basketball to this day. She's coaching college basketball.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. But yeah, I mean, because you gotta think during that time, all those movies that was coming out, yeah, Love and Basketball, yeah, Brown Sugar, which I personally would put in terms of a love story, even though it had basketball in it, I looked at it more as a love story.
It is.
That's why I look at it. But it was a stupid love story. I mean, I relate more to Brown Sugar because you could feel like they were best friends. Even when they got older, they always said, "This is my best friend," right? In Love and Basketball, it was just two kids that grew up together.
Yeah,
they dated after high school, but he cheated on her. He went to the NBA.
You have to be so blunt about it.
I mean, that's what he did. I mean, she had her dreams. She wanted to, play. They both had a common interest, and that was basketball. Right.
That was the only commonality.
But after that, man, they ain't have nothing in common.
She was a tomboy, and he was a ladies' man.
Oh, he sure was, because Gabrielle Union was sexy in that movie. Definitely. And at the same time, what other movie came out during that same time? Oh, The Wood. The Wood came out at the same time. Yeah. Listen. As a boy, I was in middle school when that movie came out. I knew that the moment he went to go grab her booty, I knew every boy was gonna try that stuff. When they saw that movie, I was like, man, y'all gonna let these movies get y'all gonna get y'all whooped. Y'all better stop that. Yeah, but we took some things from some movies. Me and my boys, we had a bet who could get the most phone numbers. Back then, when you actually had to write down the number and really spit game to somebody. So, but all those movies had, they had a big impact. And, in my growing up, there's a lot of movies I shouldn't have never watched as a kid. I watched them anyway. I watched The Menace to Societies. I watched Boys in the Hood. I watched Higher Learning. I watched Friday, which, Fridays is a little different, It's a little different. It wasn't as hardcore as the other movies I've seen. Like Above the Rim, that was hardcore. Like, come on, man. Thomas Shepard just come out of nowhere and saved the day.
Yeah, man, Leon.
Ain't nobody come see you, Otis.
He out there shooting in some khakis, man.
Man, khakis.
What was it, Converse?
I think he had Converse. And this would trip me out. He didn't even warm up.
No, he didn't.
He didn't even warm up. He got on the court. Tupac was like, Tupac was like, what is this? Because he know his brother. He the truth. And he was like, we ain't, Matter of fact, y'all try to kill him on this court.
Yeah, man.
And backfired on him. Yeah. But you know what? All those movies, man, had a great impact. The Best Man, another great movie. I think it's stupid. You gotta admit this. You gotta admit that you gotta be so stupid to basically reveal a secret and thinking that your educated friends is not gonna find out what you did.
Yeah, that was dumb. That was dumb.
You did that, and you try to hide the book from your friend, thinking he ain't gonna know what's up. He like, why are you taking my book? Let me read this
Like
book.
it ain't other copies. I mean,
Yeah, he's gonna kill you regardless. Might as well just get it over with.
yeah.
I would have threw him over that balcony if I was him.
You were the big red from the Five Heartbeats.
Oh man, that's one of my favorite movies of all time. That's one of my favorite movies, man. I'm telling you, Big Red's character, by far in the Five Heartbeats, the best character in the entire movie. I don't care what anybody say. That's where Suge Knight got it from. When he hanged Vanilla Ice off the balcony, that's where he got it from.
So you saying Big Red is Suge Knight dead?
Basically.
It makes sense though. It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I never put that together like that, man, but it makes sense.
Because you gotta think about it. Anytime anybody reference the Five Heartbeats, they go back to my office hours of 9 to 5.
Right.
Period. And we all know Big Red was a crook, but he was the only one that gave him an opportunity. You know, when nobody else they would sign him, but they'll kind of switch him up. No, he like, I'll sign y'all. I'll rob y'all, but I'll sign y'all. Give y'all some money and keep y'all happy. But I'm gonna keep the majority of the money and all of that. But hey, it's one of the best movies out there, man. I don't care. One of my favorites. But it's not my favorite movie.
Honest, I still got DVD.
You still got the what?
I still got the Five Heartbeats on DVD.
I got it too.
And it's double-sided. You got the double-sided version?
No, I don't have the double-sided version. No, I don't have that.
The other side is the soundtrack.
Yeah, I don't have that one.
Yeah.
I just got the DVD and that's that. I don't have that.
Man, it was back in the day. I got it back in the day when Walmart was doing that $5 bin.
They still got that. I think they still got that.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
10 years, so
yeah, I don't do DVDs anymore. I mean, I still got some VHS tapes. I still have. Yeah, I got the Power Rangers very first episode on VHS tape. You know, when I was a kid, I got Meteor Man. I got Meteor Man on VHS. Yeah.
With Robert Townsend?
Yep. I got that on.
Baby Lords.
Ooh, you know what? You just gave me an idea. I'm gonna be there for Halloween. I'm gonna see if my wife and my daughter cool with that.
Man, you gonna dye your hair blonde and be one of the Golden Lords.
I'm gonna get a gold wig.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna dye the hair, man.
I don't blame you.
I don't think I'm gonna do that, but I'm definitely gonna try to find a gold wig and see if my wife can find the outfit or put it together for me. I'm gonna have the gold slinky. Going this way. I don't want to know if people gonna figure out who I am. I'm gonna post it on Instagram and Facebook. I want to see how many people know who I am.
People gonna be giving up their age, man. They say something about that. They don't give up their true age.
Oh yeah, you know, like with my wife, I try to get her to watch Dolomite. She won't watch it. I'm like, why? I don't know. She pretty much watched every movie known to man, and yet she won't watch Dolomite.
I'm gonna tell you one of the movies I got on DVD that most people won't know about. Coffee Brown.
Oh, they got that. I mean, you could go on Tubi and find that.
Yeah, man, that was my movie, man. Coffee.
Yeah, listen, man. The black exploitation. Oh, there's another one she won't watch. She won't watch Blackula. Like, all right, so you'll watch Superfly, you'll watch The Mac, but you won't watch Dolomite or Blackula.
Get her to watch Hell Up in Harlem.
So I don't know if she's gonna sit through that.
Yeah. Harlem Nights was good too, man. That wasn't exploitation. Yeah, that's one of my all-time favorites. I'm gonna put that on there.
Yeah. Actually, I got the 4 disc set: Harlem Nights, Coming to America, Norbit, and Boomerang.
Oh wow. That sounds like a Walmart special, man.
It was.
Yeah. Because
That's where I got
Walmart
it from.
used to put like the movie together like that. And
Mhm.
sell it. And I got Chucky, Pet Cemetery, and all those movies together in one box.
I love it. Especially Christmas time with all my favorite Christmas movies. They put them together, lump them up. Oh, I love it. I just like, I'll spend this $20 and I have it. Especially since they're not putting Charlie Brown on TV anymore. I was like, I got to get this.
What happened to Charlie Brown?
Oh yeah, they stopped. They stopped putting the Charlie Brown.
Because he got bullied.
I don't know why they did. I guess they just stopped doing it just because they never really gave an explanation. Because every year I will always watch Charlie Brown's Christmas on TV.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this what happened. Okay, so now you can actually watch it on Apple TV, right? But I don't have Apple TV. So I basically, yeah. So what I did was last Christmas, I went on ahead and bought the DVD. They had it at Walmart. I just went ahead and bought it and I watched it. Because I figure I'm not going to pay a subscription to this. I might as well just buy the DVD and watch it. And that's what I did. So I got it. So I'm happy with that.
Makes sense, man. Makes sense.
Definitely. And I'm always gonna find those DVDs. I'm always gonna find especially during the holidays, I'm gonna get my collection together. So I could make sure I watch them when I want to watch them. So I don't have to like wait and try to record them at home or whatever. I just want to do that and
share your childhood with your kids, man. Share a part of your childhood with your kids.
Yeah, my daughter, she loves How Grinch Stole Christmas, the live action. She loves that. She loves that. She loves the animated version as well. You know, so it's a lot of things that I've shared with her, like the Muppets Christmas Carol. She loves that. You know, a lot of the cartoons I grew up watching, like Gargoyles. She loved Gargoyles and stuff like that. So it's some of the stuff I passed along to her, and of course, you know, she has her own thing that she likes to watch as well. But that's really cool, you know, just to be able to share that with my daughter.
That's what's up.
Definitely, man. So, what's some of the plans that you have going on in the future, man? With you have any events that you're going to be a part of? Are you going to be speaking to anybody or anything like that?
The next thing I have coming up is the health fair that the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta are sponsoring at the Governor Square Mall on February 12th. They do a lot of health initiatives with their organization. That's our sister organization with my fraternity. So I'm going to be there supporting them and participating as a vendor for life insurance. So that's the next thing I have coming up. To be honest with you, I don't know. I hadn't looked past 2-3 weeks, so I can't tell you what I have down past 2 weeks. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. Well, look, we're coming to the end of the episode and everything like that. And usually I like to give my guests the last word to say whatever it is that's that could be beneficial to the listeners and the viewers and everything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the floor, man. The floor is yours.
All right. Appreciate it, man. Again, my name is Brian Hutchenson. I'm a licensed health and life insurance agent. I'm licensed in about 15 states. So if you have family outside the state of Tennessee, chances are I can still help them. Just feel free to give me a call at 931-216-6875. Again, the number is 931-216-6875. And my email address is Brian, BRIAN .Hutchenson, HUTCHENSON at transamericanetwork.com. Thank you. And I'm just glad you had me on the show tonight.
And I appreciate you coming on, man. This was one of the most fun I had in a long time, man. And, you know, we got to do this again someday, man. And
definitely, man.
maybe bring some of your brothers up on here, man. We could have a great time, and
We can cut
maybe.
up more than we did tonight.
Definitely. And once again, this is Drinking After Dark podcast. Y'all make sure y'all go follow on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe this video. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the Drinking After Dark podcast YouTube channel. Mr. Brian, it was a pleasure having you on. I'm Darius, Drinking After Dark podcast, and we out. Peace.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Gotta get to the money. Gotta get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. So you know that I'm on it. Gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and me. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. And gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and they. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money.